Every Friday evening, Vikram would go to the ATM and he would take out 1,100 rupees. Not 12, not 15, 1,100 exactly. Because that's how much would be left when his fees were paid, like the mess fees and his regular expenses, and his father had taken out the loan installments, 1,100 rupees, that's what we're left. And he would sit on his bed and count the notes one by one as if he was counting whether his entire life still had enough for him to go on. Vikram, his father ran a hardware store, nuts, bolts, hinges, pipe fittings. It's the kind of shop that helps a whole city function, but it never makes the owner wealthy. And his mother was a grade 2 teacher, government salary, good enough, nothing fancy, but good enough. When Vikram, he got into this MBA college in Pune, which is great, and the family sits down together and they look at the math, right? It's 6 lakhs for 2 years, and they have 2, right? So 4 lakh missing. So they take out a loan for that. And it's one of those things, they know it's a risk. They don't really talk about it, but it's an investment in their son's future. But it's kind of unspoken. So Vikram arrives at college with a second-hand laptop and a second-hand suitcase from his cousin's wedding, their honeymoon, right, with all his belongings. And he's ready to go to school. And immediately he starts noticing classmates. They are ordering food online, they're taking cabs to malls, they're buying AirPods. And Vikram is telling them, yeah, I'm not really into that, because what he was into was surviving, but with dignity, it's a tricky balance to strike. The problem with financial pressure, it's not really the money, it's how it affects your sense of self. Vikram, he started noticing things about his friends, like the brand of their pen, the type of restaurant they would go to. There was a birthday party and they all wanted to go to the restaurant, and the price was 800 rupees. And Vikram just made up some excuse of like how he, couldn't go because he had a headache or something, right? And so this is always grinding at him and kind of wearing him down. He's always carrying this like counting. Am I enough? Am I enough? And at one point he finds himself in his dorm room and he's sitting by himself thinking, how long can I actually keep this up? He starts to realize that this is actually not going in a good direction. And for the first time he starts to Google around like how to take a break, from studying. It's March and it's placement season. And Vikram, he's studied hard. He's done 6 months of case studies and study groups and, HRs with seniors. He's really gone all out, and he makes it to the final round of a company that pays 22 lakhs a year. His father has told the neighbors, and his mom has gone to the temple to pray, and he didn't get it. And so he's sitting there. Everywhere around him, people seem to be celebrating. There's music coming from a phone somewhere, and somebody's opening a bottle of something. And Vikram gets up and he just walks out. And he just keeps walking past the gate. And he's walking for maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. Time has kind of just disappeared. And he's not even really thinking. It's just like that sense of mental emptiness. And he finds himself on a bridge, looking down at a small water stream below and thinking about why am I even here? What's the point anyway? All of this effort and no result and no money. He picks up the phone and he calls his sister. She's 16 years old, younger sister. She picks up immediately, very excited that her brother is calling. And she's saying, I'm studying, she's at school as well. And my math exam went really well. And he was just listening to this voice, kind of full of innocence and seemingly not a care in the world. And it pulled him back physically and metaphysically. And suddenly he was thinking, you know? Like there has to be something I'm missing here. There's something that's not right. And it's not necessarily the education. And it's not necessarily the money. So he told his sister that, yeah, I'm doing okay, you know, and you study well. And he hung up. And then he walked back. There's a principle in spiritual life, like we describe the yoga of bhakti as devotional service. You try to do what you do as a service to the world, and you try to do it with devotion. Notice that none of that has anything to do with results or opulence or wealth, right? Because there's a tendency when we develop this kind of materialistic mind that, am I enough? Do I have enough? That we want to control, and then we want to enjoy ourselves. And the truth is we can do neither. We can't control the world, and we can't really enjoy it either, right? Either we don't enjoy because we can't go to the restaurant, or we can't buy the new AirPods. Or where I'm from, in many cases, people can get all of these things and they notice that they don't fulfill them anyway. There's no fulfillment in them anyway. And so we strongly advocate trying to develop that spiritual mindset of trying to do whatever we do, in Vikram's case, studying as a service of what can I offer the world, and try to do it with devotion. That means just try to focus on the part that you can do anything about. You can't control whether the company hires you or not. You can't always control the finances, so you just live within your means, even if it's like reduced. That doesn't in any way, shape or form determine your value as a spirit soul, as a human being. When Vikram realizes that no, there's actually more in life, like the innocence of my younger sister actually can give me life. Even that can help us release a little bit of this compulsion to control and enjoy our surroundings. Right? So what did Vikram do? Well, the next day he spoke with his placement coordinator, and he just told him the truth, right? I've been struggling, not really with the material or like the curriculum, but just like everything else. A little bit of a tight budget, the family has borrowed money and I'm feeling the pressure. And it felt really good to just, you know, share it. And the placement coordinator arranged for him to see a counselor. And they talked just, you know, about life and all the things that are surrounding the study itself. Not about achievements or grades or whatnot, but just about life. And, you know, he was told by this counselor about a merit cum means scholarship. And he applied for it and he got it, you know, and it wasn't like a lot, but it was something and it made a small difference. And then he told his study partner, like his best friend at the college, and he was totally cool with it, it turns out. You know, there's no judgment. And they was like, you know what, how about we just start cooking together? And it turns out that homemade dal is a lot better than overpriced restaurant food anyway. And it's a good opportunity to develop your relationship, so it's not just studies and goals and dreams that we talk about, but also some of the little bit more difficult things, right? And so, you know, he did get a job. It wasn't 22 lakhs, it was 14 lakhs a year, but that's enough. It's enough that you can start paying off the debt. It's not, you know, it's not a problem. You know, you can live with that. And he called home and his parents were very proud of that. It's not so all or nothing. Like if you're not the best, you're nobody. Life is never like that. It was good and they were proud. And his father said, you know what, you should come home and your mother will make kheer, your favorite. And that was the whole celebration. And it was enough. It's good enough. And that's how you actually move up the social ladder, like little by little. It's not a rocket you shoot to the moon, and there's no need to put ourselves under too much pressure because we are good enough, right? And we'll make it through. And having that spiritual program in our life where we get that sense of inner happiness, like that doesn't come from outside things, but comes from our own heart. That means it's always available and it's actually unlimited. It's always there if we know how to look for it. Hey, like and subscribe, please. We need a little help to get the algorithm going. So if you like the content, we make new content every week.